What up, world? It's your boy J Star back again with the first look at the week 6 slate here. But before we get into this, we always do, we go over the weekend's best lineup. This best lineup this time was in the 50 cents. My God, man, this is like the most perfect lineup that we've seen, I think, all season so far, for the slate. I mean, I know we had a big points. I think it was out of week 2 or week 3. It was like a one man. I mean a 290, I think, something like that. But just looking at how like everything on this lineup is just on fire. Beats the whole like tournament, man. Like 13 points. Golly, man. Like this mess is crazy. Like a double tight end. I think this might be one of the first weeks double tight end winning lineup. But the lineup is just like perfect. Like let's go through it real quick. Like you got a Hurts with Goddard stack here, just a clean, skinny stack. I heard a lot of people talking about this stack, and it's kind of crazy how it was very low owned. I would have thought it would have been a little bit higher owned because I did hear a lot of people saying like Hurts and the Goddard, like it's a possible way to go, especially because like even I was talking about like Hurts only throws like one touchdown a game, man. So it's really hard to what I want to say, like stacking with multiple weapons. Like that was the hardest thing, and it's like kind of got to always go with who's in the best spot going into the game for Philly, because he's usually going to throw that one touchdown to them, and then he's going to, of course, probably rushing the touchdown on the goal line. Possibly get the 300 yards, possibly not. But he did at least break the 300-yard bonus. AJ did decent. He had a nice 20 points too as well, but it just wasn't needed in this type of lineup right here. As you see, you got the Laporta versus Thielen 1v1 stack right here, man. Just perfect 50 points right there, man. Perfect 50 points. Like almost every stack I think is like above 50 or 60 points. Like this is crazy, man. Like you're looking at 60 points with the Hurts and Goddard. You're looking at 50 points between these two right here. You got the A-Chan by himself. You got the Chase by himself. You got the Pickens by himself. Just solo acts right here of them putting up like 100 total points. My God, from your 3 solos, like that's crazy, man. Then you got the stack right here with Brees Hall and the Jets, which is another near 50 points again. Like this is just a perfect lineup, man. I love to see it. Like it's really nice, man, to just see, be able to go over things like this so you can kind of see what you kind of need to do, to win, man. Like this is really cool. Like just like I said, it was about 3 stacks here. So you talking about 3 games of stacks, and then you talking about 3 other games just being a part of solo stacked and everything. Just so really good lineup there. Perfect lineup for Stree 62 right here, man. Won the whole 10,000. Could have won the million and everything else too as well, man. Just with that lineup, it was just so perfect. Beat out everything. So we get into this first week, man. First look at this week. We got Washington and Atlanta here. For this side of the game, from I want to say Washington side of the game, it would be Sam Howell. I know McLaurin has been killing everybody. It's not cool to pick him, but for this game, he's actually a good play for him at least. It's one of his best options besides Curtis Samuel. So if you want to take a value play and just one off maybe a value play of Curtis Samuel, it could be a good spot for him. On the other side of this game, though. I'm actually going back to the well on things, but let me get to Ritter first. But Ritter with London gonna be your best play here. But I'm going back to the well with Bijan. I know he not B Rob, but Bijan Robinson. Because I know he did not come through against the Texans. But I definitely could see him coming through here at home. I think Atlanta wins this game, so good for the home back to bounce back off of the game that we got to see last week, which we only got to 12.8 points. He still scored on I believe, or did they take it back? Because I thought he scored on a catch and touchdown, but yeah, it was a pass catching touchdown. There it goes. So yeah, still was able to score, got to the goal line and everything like that, and got the touchdown. But possibly, I just think he has a bounce back, maybe 100-yard game, and possibly some catches again, and gets us back to that 20 area, maybe even a 30 area. So definitely think he's in a good spot here for this one. We move on though to the next game here, Minnesota Chicago. Hopefully it isn't raining too much in this game because this could be a really good game. Really like Fields. We could have some open up value at running back if Roshan is able to go. If not, I believe Foreman And we gotta look out for. I thought they picked up somebody too. Gotta check back because I don't know if it's Burns or whatever. But Foreman definitely could step in and play good too for cheap 4,400 at that. A home back, possibly in a winning situation here since Minnesota is going to be banged up. But for Fields, we got Moore, of course, and we got Komet. Feel like this is a good spot for both of them. We just saw, Kelsey put up 20 points against them. And we saw Rice get like 12 or something like that, around there to 12 to like 15 points, something like that. So, but this is DJ Moore, one of the leads yards after the catch receivers. And he's just getting mad targets lately and been hitting, for really good really good scores so far. And it just feels like he's getting into the groove at the right time against the weakest defenses. So, we got Denver's defense is bad, we got Washington defense is bad. Now you get another weak defenses, and his prices just still hasn't went up enough. So, he should be $7,000, especially coming off a 50-point game. I would have thought he probably would have been there, but this is great for us, So those would be the stacks I would do on that side. On the other side here, we got Cousins. We still know he's going to air it out, but he is in a good spot to try to run the ball, but he is on the road. So I don't know how much they will be running the ball. We got a 4,800 acres to possibly gets in, but I think more than likely they start off with Madison. Maybe they use more acres in the pass catching though. That could help because I believe Chicago is the team that gives up pass catching backs too. So maybe it is acres because Madison is not a pass catching back. So, but Addison is going to be a really good play here, and of course Hawkinson is going to be a really good play here. Now, it's going to be heavy volume to these two in this game, and it's a zone style defense, and Minnesota does really good with their receivers and their tight ends getting them open in them zone style. So definitely you got a stack there that you can run, and an easy run back. I feel like for either way you go with that game. Seattle here, tough game for Geno, and looks like he's questionable right now. Let's see, knee is fine, okay, but just a really tough game for Geno. If I had to take a stack with him, though, it would be something simple as like a DK and Geno because it's a man style defense. Metcalf is usually looked at the most from them. If they possibly winning, then I think Kenneth Walker could be in play. But if they're down, then I'm just thinking, Geno and Metcalf is the way to go. On the other side here, we got Burrow, and Mixon could be in play if they're up. If they can get up big in this game, he could have a decent game here. If Higgins is still out, even if he is a go, it's still Chase because this is a zone style defense, and we know we've been attacking Seattle in the slot. Chase has been entering the slot a lot, and getting really good yards. One of I think the top 10 receivers at yards from the slot and things like that in production. Boyd is up in there too. I think maybe top 15 or something like that. So these two definitely will be the way to go because we know Boyd stays in the slot, but then when he gets kicked out, it's because of Chase, and Chase has the bigger plays and the volume and everything. So definitely looking at possibly stack of both. But if not, then we're just rolling with Chase there. If you want to just one off of Boyd because you're down at that area, you could definitely do that though. We're moving on though here from this game. We got San Francisco and Cleveland. I think this is gonna be a tough game, period. Especially if Deshaun is able to go. San Francisco kind of has a harder time against running quarterbacks. So this could be a tough game for them. If I was to stack anything, it would be Amari Cooper and Watson. And that's really about it. From that side. On the other side here, take shots at McCaffrey, even though he's 9,500 and on the road. This is a man-style defense. Usually they like to try to go to Ayuk, so you can also try that. But I think this is going to be a really tough game for both of these teams, period, because their defenses are both real tough. For the New Orleans and Houston game here, I would say really it's going to be Kamara, I think, and I'm trying to think of who else is doing well on against. I think it's Olave though. Let me just check with my notes real quick. Well, kind of all the receivers, but Michael Thomas and Olave has done the best, I guess, against a man-style defense. So, and I saw a lot of targets, I thought, last game to Michael Thomas. He got 7 targets, 65 yards. Okay. So for 4,900, if he got a touchdown, he would have hit. But just yet to see that. But Olave and these three right here will probably be the best plays here. On the other side here, I love Stroud, but I think this might be a tough matchup for him. I don't really see much other than Collins being heavily targeted, especially if somehow Tank Dell doesn't clear. I think it's concussion right? Yeah, if he doesn't clear concussion, it looks like it's gonna be heavily targets to Collins, so he could possibly be able to do well as a run back or something there. Then we move on. Though we got the Colts in Jacksonville. This should be a good game. Minshew gets to try to put it on his old team and get revenge. What a Minshew stack here though. I don't know about the Zach Moss, man. That was just a crazy game. I don't know what to expect here versus Jacksonville from him because they're gonna keep slowly bringing in Jonathan Taylor, but Zach Moss seems like right now is going to be a part of that offense for sure. But when it comes to the passing, which is what I think Minshew is going to be trying to drop bombs on this team, I'm looking at Josh Downs. Of course, I'm looking at Pittman. I feel more for the Josh Downs though playing well. Then Pittman, just because the deep shots, man, Pittman is not always a part of deep shots, and it's more like a Josh Down. So I can see that possibly more hidden than anything. On the other side here, though, we got where I want to go. Trevor Lawrence here. ETN is going to be in play here. And then since we seen Hopkins was able to have his best freaking game against the Colts, maybe they get it back going with Ridley like he did from the first game of the season, hitting, really well. And the greatest part is I thought he probably after this game wasn't going to come down from a 7,000. But he's back down here, barely $200 from the first time that we played him against this team. And like I said, if Hopkins can go off like that, really can even go off. And also, if somehow Zay Jones is out, I would like Kirk a lot because I think they could spread it out enough. And I think this game could possibly be a shootout for the reason why they would, go to Kirk a little bit enough for him to be able to get going. Last time they matched up, too, it was Zay Jones, too, was able to hit, too, for some decent points there. Like, we had 16 points from him at 4,500. So, and I just think Kirk is a little bit more of an explosive, at least route runner and play receiver and everything. And he's usually looked at, too, in the goal line and just for touchdown type plays. So I see them both hitting. But these will be the round where I would look at to stack here. Even if you want to roll with just a two, receiver and receiver and running back here, I can see that hitting too as well. But and if you also want to try some Ingram 4,500, if he gets still to double digits, he's still pretty much hitting for you. So I don't mind that too as well there. From the next game here though, we got Carolina and Miami. It sucks for Achane, man. My God, felt like the most easiest play here was going to be to take him. But, we still got Mostert. If he's able to stay healthy, in this game, because I always get scared with Mostert because he does get injured and it sucks. Especially when, he's in a good spot or something too. It really, you got to worry about that a little bit. But, I do feel like Miami is going to lean on the pass because they do have their receivers back and everything. I can definitely see them using their two receivers a lot in this game, trying to get them open because in zone style defenses, they've both been doing very well. And it seemed like they was trying to get Waddle going last game. A lot of forced targets, which caused Tua to make some mistakes and throw a pick and things like that. But hopefully in this game, they can get them both going and they both hit because I can definitely see that happening. If not, you can even go with just a Waddle, play there or, or just even a Mostert here because it's definitely a good spot for him too, just by himself. On the other side of this game, Bryce Young has been most easiest person to stack with because easy skinny stack of just Thielen in him. And this is a zone defense and they're vulnerable to give up points. So I could definitely see something like this even hitting too as well. And also Hurts is in play too on this game because Miami has been a team that's given up tight end, but it's just I don't know with these targets though, are we going to be able to hit? I wish he would drop to 2,800 because that's where he should be by now at least. Moving on from that game, we got New England and the Vegas Raiders here. So Garoppolo's playing his old team. I mean, it feels like Jacobs is going to be in play, and of course Adams with that. Cornerbacks being out, Gonzalez, their number one pick. Adams is definitely going to be in play if they want to scheme up the right things. But Myers is also going against his old team and just coming off a big game. So definitely could see, if you think the run game is working or one of these receivers is working, more than likely it's the easiest stack again for the Raiders because they play 21. So they're going to have double backs in, but Jacobs is the main back they're going to. And and 2 receivers in at all times, and it's just Adams and Myers. So if you think it's working out, it's the most easiest team to stack because these are the ones that's going to do well then in that situation. But they did show that they are going to start using their tight ends a little more. So maybe we can get some of these tight ends for cheap, at least, like to take shots at. They did use Mayer a little bit for 2,500. I mean, I don't mind taking shots there because they are very cheap. And Detroit for Tampa Bay here. Man, this is Detroit on the road, so we do got to be cautious with this, But if we was to stack anything here, I'm looking at, of course, Montgomery is going to be in play still, but it is a tougher game for them going against Tampa Bay. If they can get St. Brown back, I definitely believe St. Brown is supposed to be able to do well here. Let's look at this real quick. Yeah, it would be a St. Brown definitely play here. They are playing a zone-style defense here. And then Laporta is going to be in play. If somehow St. Brown is not there, then we could also roll with, Reynolds. He could be in play, and it could be a cheap stack here, or you could just skinny stack, Goff and Laporta. Should be a good spot there for them. On the other side here, we got Baker Mayfield, who's been actually playing pretty decent, coming off a 23-point game against New Orleans. Was able to put a 21-point up game against Chicago. And now coming off a bye, it's been an easy stack with him too as well. It's just been really Evans. I know Godwin was able to do good, but that was more because Evans had to come out the game. So I still feel like the best stack to go with him is Evans, as long as he's able and healthy. If not, then we can easily just go with Godwin too as well then. And that's about it from that game. I mean, you could probably, let's see, Auden, I think his targets is okay. This is a good matchup for a tight end for him, so possibly if his targets could stay in that 4 to 6 range, he could do something at least. We move on, though. We got the Cardinals and the Rams here. It's a really good game here, I think, could be. We got Dobbs. It looks like we might have a cheap running back here, which is cool because Ingram will probably maybe just be coming back from an injury, possibly maybe not though. And if he doesn't come back, we have a really cheap running back here. Seems like he was pretty pass catching too as well. Like we had 3 targets, 4 targets. Yeah, so he's been in the pass catching too, which is great to see. Was able to rush in a touchdown, but very cheap, running back here, and they probably might be down in this game and needing to use him as the pass catching back. I definitely can see them using him a lot. We already know Brown has been able to, put up decent points here. He's been heavily targeted, but I also really like Wilson in this spot, so I think he's a cheap play there. And of course, Ertz is going to be a really good play because we know the Rams have been giving up tight end like crazy, and Ertz has been heavily targeted on his team, so it makes that really easy to go ahead and play him. But like I said, matter of fact, I would say though, the way I would really go though would be a Mercado, and of course, I think I would lean to Wilson a little bit more in this game than I would just go with the lower plays than to go with Marquise Brown. And then on the other side here with Stafford though, I really feel like this is a great spot for him. Kyren Williams, I don't know. I feel like his share and his workload is going to go down a little bit. I know they was kind of down in the game and everything, so they probably left the run a little bit. But I feel like with Kupp coming back, they're trying to get him going right away. So Kupp and Puka, I feel like this is one of those games where they're going to heavily try to be passing and look like the Rams how they used to look, and where they don't really run a lot. And so I would kind of be cautious on the Kyren Williams. He's still a good play. If they're up big or something like that, they will probably go to him a lot. But if this is a back and forth game, I can see them really heavily using these receivers and hitting on both of them too. Because it's like Kupp came right back into full workload. He played like almost every snap, so that was crazy. We got Philly and the Jets here. Cautious on paying attention to the rain here. I don't think it's really raining that crazy here in Miami, but the Chicago one, we got to pay attention to that one too, because I know it's supposed to be very windy, I think too there, like high miles per hour wind. So got to be cautious on that come, later in the week. But this Philly game here, man, we know Hurts definitely is always going to be in play. The Jets have been getting a little bit ran on a little bit, so I can see Swift possibly being able to do decent there. But A.J. Brown is probably the best play to stack here with Hurts because it's a man-style defense. But also we have another chance at running the Goddard and Hurts stack again that just won. Because the Jets are vulnerable at giving up to the tight end. The type of defense they play is just open for the tight end. So if Hurts comes out again and heavily targeting Goddard, he can definitely go straight down the field and score a touchdown right away and already hit. So that can definitely happen. But like I said, cautious on the rain and stuff, because if it is raining hard, there's probably a lot of Hurts and Swift. They're just running and stuff like that. For the Jet side of things, this, if Wilson was a better quarterback, this would actually probably be a good game. But since he's not, I would say, it's going to be hard to run. They are going to lean on it, but, Garrett Wilson, is in a good spot for him. It's just that Zach, just can't trust Zach yet. But Conklin is also in a really good spot too. Maybe Conklin is able to hit for 3,300 since he's a cheaper option and they are going to him. But that's really about it there, man, for finish up that slate here, man. Getting into this, man, trying to break down like my first look in my lineup that I would put in right now. Early looking at this so far, I think I want to try to keep this as simple as possible. And if somehow, I would say like if the weather doesn't bother the Fields game here, I feel like this is one of the most easiest game to stack. So I'm gonna go with that one so far here. So because I think I'm gonna definitely roll with Komet. Where is he at? 4,600 here with Fields so far. I really like the run back of Addison, because I feel like he's going to get heavily targeted and a whole bunch of different plays for him. But like I say, we do got to be cautious on the weather, because if it's like crazy wind, like if it stays at what I'm seeing, like the highs could be 38 miles per hour or something like that. If it stays like that, then yeah, it might mess up the whole game when it comes to the pass situation of it. Might be a heavily run game, and we've seen the Bears give up the run and things like that, or just running back points, period. And Fields would definitely probably run his butt off the whole game. But thinking that the weather isn't a bother, I'm going to go ahead and just stack that right now. For running back, let me see what I want for running back so far. I think I'm going to probably go with Bijan Robinson at home there. I'm looking at, I might go with Bijan and a stack with him and London here. Oh shoot, where is it at? Stack between him and London. I think I might need some value here. So at receiver, I'm gonna go with I got options of Downs. I can take Downs if I take. Let me see. If I go with, do I want to go with ETN here, or do I want to go with a lower running back? Because we have options there. I'm going to go with, because right now I don't think I have anything late. So I'm going to actually go with the Wilson play here. So I can have something late in this lineup at the moment, because I don't have anything. And then, let's see, we seem like we got a decent amount of money. Where we at? Like, okay, I mean, I could have went with the Wilson and the running back that's really cheap, which will leave me with 11.7. Okay, let me see. So then in the flex at wide receiver, have enough to, let's see, that would be okay, that much. And then if I take Chase, okay, it's not bad. 3,400 here. Trying to see, is that really where I want to be at right now? Let me look. Fields, we got the Field stack. We got the cheap stack in the Arizona game. Okay, and then yeah, it's not bad. Okay, and then we got the Bijan. Okay, yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is kind of good. And then I would just go with the Saints defense here. I think they're in a pretty good spot there. I know it's a rookie quarterback still. I know he's been playing really well, but it's a tough defensive matchup. I feel like he's probably had it a little bit easy lately, and this might be a tougher matchup, especially if he doesn't get Dale to be able to play. So far, looking at my first look here, I think I would like something like this, because we got the Fields. I think Fields is definitely having a really good game here, especially, like I said, if the weather doesn't bother him. I feel like everything is just hitting for him right now. He's on a hot streak. And he's just playing at the most easiest time of his schedule too as well. So I don't see it slowing down right now. So I definitely think him and Komet can go off. Definitely like the run back of Addison getting that workload of what Jefferson was getting and it being way too cheap. But then we got the Arizona stack for late, so we can have something there for late. We got also, I thought we had one more stack. Oh yeah, we got the Bijan Robinson and the Drake London stack there against Washington. We already saw what Washington was able to give up to DJ Moore. So I can definitely see something like that happening for London, finally having one of his breakout games. And I love the Bijan because I think they will be up pretty big, or stay up in this game. And I think Bijan can definitely get bigger production in this game than what he just had last game when a lot of people kind of wanted him. And then we got the one off with Chase. Really like that because Seattle has just been giving up mad points, man, to that slot area receiver, and Chase goes into that slot a lot. And then we ended with the Saints defense, and it's perfect, man. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Hopefully that helps, man. Hopefully we cash big this week, y'all. Stay tuned for the top 5. We got the Thursday night football game. We got a London freaking showdown too as well. We got the Sunday, of course, and the Monday night, man. So a lot to go through this week, man. So stay tuned. It's your boy J Star, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.